Somebody asked me, do people rent out storage units in Atlanta and live in them? I won't be surprised, y'all. What you mean? These folks up here living like it's no tomorrow. No jobs, they just living life. So for them to live in one of them things, I won't be surprised.
This might be a hot take, but you know the guy that's living in the storage unit, you know, he was recording himself living in there. Yes, that might be illegal, but I don't understand why everyone is making fun of him, that he's living in a storage unit. He seems happy that he has a roof over his head, that he's not living in the streets. And then on top of that, like, I see some videos where they're talking about the woman in the video, and they're like, oh, you know, a woman will stick by a broke man and be happy living in that storage unit. She's homeless. She doesn't have a home. If someone were to house her, that could be a dangerous situation where they're trying to take advantage of her. If she can find a roof over her head and the person can keep her safe, I don't see why you wouldn't do that. Who's going around picking up homeless women on the street unless you have an ulterior motive? So with this conversation is we're making fun of people living in storage units, but why are people living in storage units if it isn't the system that we live in? I don't believe that everyone has the right to be housed. That should be a basic necessity. To be making fun of somebody for living in a storage unit, I don't understand that. When you know how it is living out here. You know how it is paying bills and making sure you have food in your stomach and making sure you still have a roof over your head. And a lot of us are this close. Some of us are like this close, working paycheck to paycheck to make sure the roof is over our heads. And you're making fun of him because he's living in a storage unit and he's happy that he's living in a storage unit and he's grateful he's living in a storage unit. Mind you, I don't know their backstory. This is just what I'm seeing. The storage unit, the fact that they're even unhoused, like, is a problem with the system that we live in. The problem with late stage capitalism. I don't see a reason why we should be making fun of them for trying to survive.
All right, guys. So I'm not going to make fun of anyone on this video. Let's just prefix it with that. But the fact that people are living in storage units is wild. It's wild to me. And she went on about the system and the society that we live in. And yes, things are expensive. Yes, I understand. We all pay for it. We all do it. And that's why we have a place to stay.
The thing about being freshly on the street homeless is that while I'm carrying all this shit and I've been wearing the same clothes for 4 days, I am not yet disheveled enough to be immediately clocked as homeless. So inside people still try to commiserate with me. Like we're on the same page. Like last night I was sitting outside QT, right? Just like taking a break from all the fucking walking. My feet hurt so bad. Anyway, so I was sitting outside QT, you know, just like playing on TikTok, waiting to like go in and get a hot dog. Which, by the way, this is the only QT in Greenville, I think. There might be one other one that doesn't have picnic benches or tables. All the restaurants on this block have locks on the bathrooms. I've seen this shit nowhere else in Greenville. Security guard comes out to me and he's like, we actually have a no loitering policy. So what? Are you just waiting for a ride, waiting for the bus? What you doing? I'm like, no, just getting up the gumption to come inside. He's like, yeah, well, you know, there are a lot of homeless people around here. They like to camp out in this spot, so we just like to keep people from sitting around. And I'm just like, okay. These two kids came up to me and asked me to help them film their TikTok. I'm sitting outside the library, and one of them's like, so are you just out here meditating, or? I just pretended I didn't hear him. I take back what I said about talking to people. I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore. Day one out here, I think, was a fluke. Or day two, the meaningful conversations I had were with women. There are no fucking women out here anymore. Like, it was a majority men the first couple days, but now it is fucking just men. There are like a couple of women, but I'm the only one my age. So I'm just getting approached constantly. There's no rest. There's no respite. There's no solitude. And like, I like people, but not all the fucking time. And all these men want, all any of them want, is to fucking hit on me. And I'm running out of creative ways to tell them to fuck off. I'm just gonna start swinging next time. Don't worry, I'm also getting a taste of the dehumanization. I've been operating under this false assumption that I wouldn't get harassed in businesses if I, made a purchase. Nah, because I ate in Hardee's yesterday. I'm just sitting there trying to cool off after I eat my food. The manager comes up to me and is like, "Are you waiting on something? Food, a ride, what?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Okay, because you've been here a while." Actually, she said I've been there for 2 hours, which really had been like an hour and 15 minutes, but whatever, bitch. I have been woken up by the police a couple times. I really miss soft surfaces. The ground, concrete, asphalt, benches, every surface is so fucking hard. I am covered in bruises. I ain't cut out for this. I don't think I'm gonna survive long out of here.
How do y'all get over depression? Like, I'm extremely depressed. It's just me and my kid. We homeless. I can't get approved for childcare, so therefore I can't get a real job. And if you know me, you know I works. I don't play about work. But I'm only doing this delivery thing right now because that's all I can do. But in Texas, I thought everything was bigger in Texas, but obviously it's not, because I can't even make barely $20 to $30 a day. When I was at home, I get orders for $40, $50, $60. I get to Texas, I see orders for $5, $7, $10. Like, it's a struggle to make $20, $30 a day, like I said. I mean, I don't get child support. I ain't got no family here that can help me. I can't leave because my car keep breaking down every other day. So, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm trying my hardest not to just crash out because I got my son and he didn't ask to be here, so I gotta do what I gotta do for him, but man.
Hey y'all. I want to tell you the story how I'm living in Houston but homeless, living on my car. How you doing? My name is Barry Maurice Scott. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Before he jumps in and tells his story about how he became homeless, the young lady that was prior to the one with the child, she mentioned that the QT security guard told her that you can't be just standing out here. You got a destination. You can't really be loitering, which I respect. And that is because of my own experience with homeless people at gas stations. I know you guys have all experienced that shit. That is probably near the top of my list at peeves, is when I'm walking into an establishment to spend some money to get myself a drink, to get anything, my kids an ice cream, get a hot dog, chips, gas, someone standing at the door or near the door and they're like, hey bro, can you spare some change? I haven't even been inside. How can you tell me, can I spare some change? And I don't even know if there's change left.
Where a friend of mine that I met in LA 6 years ago when I used to live in LA, we was talking, she moved to Houston. I was just talking to her about how I want to move to Houston and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, Houston would be a good spot and everything. So and I'm just thinking like, oh yeah, I do want to leave out of Philly after going through a lot that I've been through. And in Philly, I was going through depression. I was going through, I went to a church for 4 years that just made me so depressed, that made me feel like I wasn't good enough to do nothing or able or capable to do anything, because every time it was time for me to really minister or anything like that, it got overlooked, or they said, oh, not this time, next time we're going to do it. So I'm like, all right, I want a new start. So January, I called my friend. I'm like, can you be my mentor? She do real estate and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. I call her my big sis. She been cool ever since LA 6 years ago. We talked all through we still stay connected in the last 6 years. And she was letting me know how proud she was of me. And I just felt like it was right. I feel like I was led to ask her to be my mentor and like, can I come stay with her? I was going to stay with her. Yo, I cannot breathe while I'm telling the story. I asked her, can I stay with her? I feel like it was going to be right for me to be, she can be my mentor and stuff like that. And I just felt like everything in Philly was going wrong. Nothing was going on there. I had found a good job. I was living under somebody else's situation. I had an eviction on my nose because I was looking out for somebody else back in 2022. It's so much that I was going through in Philly where it's like I needed something new. And I wanted something. Oh God, calm down. I wanted something new. And I felt so heavy year after year, and people like knowing I'm going through so much. I'm going through this, and I don't really put my business on social media or tell people that. I just endure it by myself because I never get help, but I always get criticism, and I always get, you should have did this or you should have did that. But it's like, I'm telling you what's going on. I don't put myself in these positions. Sometimes I do, but at the same time, it's like, how else can I get it done? Like, I gotta make sure I look out for myself. I gotta make sure that things get done on my end, because at the end of the day, who gonna have me? So I end up, my birthday came, I had a show, she came out there, and I was excited. I feel like the energy was really good. So fast forward, now I'm living in Houston.
You know what? On that dude's situation, you know, we all have helped out friends. We all have let friends mooch and lay on our couch, and you know, we've helped them out. And I feel like with the eviction on his name, we all have to learn that. But there is a point in time where you just gotta let friends go. If they're not seeing you higher and they're not leveling you up, you have to let them go. I've let go of so many people in my life, you guys, because they just weren't growing. I've done it. And also to his situation, I wouldn't recommend moving totally across the country. I would not recommend that. I wouldn't recommend it at all. It seems like he went to Cali and then Houston. That's too much moving, man. It's too many moving parts in these different cities. It's different lingos. It's different cultures in these different cities. Finding a job can be extremely hard. What you should have done instead of leaving your hometown is just move to a different, closer city or the nearest major city near your hometown where you still have connection to family. You still have connection to old associates that may have moved on from a company you work for and they can offer you a job somewhere else. There's so many different options, but moving to another city, you're starting dry. No one knows you. That is not the play. I don't recommend you guys do that.
Y'all see how many young people are living in their cars?
I totally agree with you in that sense. But if you're going to live in your car and you don't have a choice, that's where it does become dangerous, I feel like, because I'm doing it as something I want to do. And I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And I researched it for years, and I actually car camped on and off for fun in the past couple of years, but now I'm choosing to do it full time. But I know the dangers of car camping perpetually, like forever, or as long as you need to. That's why I did a lot of research before I went into it, before I decided I wanted to do it. I'm a traveler at heart, and I knew that, and I just couldn't emotionally go another year without doing it for real, regardless of financial situation, money, whatever. I just wanted to travel and make content and do what I wanted to do. But I understand there's people out there that have to do it. And like I said, if you have to do it and if you're young, just stay safe as much as possible, because it's not normal in today's society to do it. And especially if you're homeless, it can be, like I said, very, very dangerous. Like, I went out of my way to really study the areas that I'm going to be going to. Where the cops be usually? What are their routes? How would they treat you if you look homeless? That's why I purposely made sure that if I'm going to be car camping, I don't look homeless, and I never will, because hygiene's important. I still have a safe house, is what I call it, where I could go to like a Airbnb and I will pay for it that day, or I will go to a friend's house. So I still got safe spaces to go to, and people know my location. I have a few people that know my location via iPhone, just in case anything happens. So there's people that actually know where I am at all times. And to a certain extent, they call me during the day to see how I'm doing. So now if you're in a situation where you're car camping because you literally just don't have nowhere to go, and you don't have family, you don't have people, I have resources. Like anyone, like you want to have resources if you're going to be car camping, even for fun, because you just never know what can happen. And for the love of God, if you're car camping, pay for car insurance, you still got to be an adult. I still pay my bills like normal. I still have a budget. I still pay debt. I still do stuff. Like, I still make income. I'm not just out here bumming, but I'm choosing this lifestyle because I like the adventure. So if I want to work from my laptop and go to like a park and not have to worry about like setting up a living camp for that day, that's the kind of lifestyle I want. And then I could cook on the fly because I have all my materials, and then I have my cutting knives and all this stuff that I need to still live like a normal life, but it's just mostly outside and traveling to different places. I'm just mobile. So it's interesting. So I'm going to just go over a few things. I would say you should have if you're going to be doing this.
So
Man, the one thing that I want him to let us know is let all these people know, well, he has a job. I thought he was like, you know, side hustling. But he does have a job, so good for him. A lot of these people that are homeless or living out of, you know, storage units or just flat out homeless and don't have a job, that's when things get real. That's when the struggle is real. If you're choosing the lifestyle and you just want to be outside, you have a traveler's mindset, but you have a job, then you're good. You're just living up the life that you want to live. But if you are out there on the streets and there's no will, drive, or want to make anything, then before anyone will help you, you must help yourself.
I'm putting the rest of my stuff in storage, but yeah, so the hotel that I went to yesterday, I went to two. They're both just seedy hotels, right? But then they had the nerve to charge people like find a house or something, because these apartments are charging per week. I think it was $480 a week, and it had 2 beds in it. And I'm like, I'm not paying that. I don't even make that. I don't make that amount of money. I would have to put my whole freaking paycheck just to pay the room, and that's all. I'm just working literally just to find a place to sleep. Like, I get it. We have to live. I get it. We have to survive. But I'm not paying that. That's outrageous. I'll just save my money and work on trying to get me a house or something when the housing market. The thing about it is, if you can't afford it, you just can't afford it. I just have to work to save my money to get me another place. That's it, because it's really not worth living in a hotel. How are you going to save money if you got to pay $480 for a hotel room? That just doesn't make sense. So, and I'm not bitching. I'm not mad at nobody but myself, right? So I'm not pointing fingers at nobody. I'm not. But even people that say that they're going to help you, they start to renege, right? People renege on what they say because you can tell the way that they treat you that they don't really want to help you. And that's okay. And I'm not mad at anybody for not wanting to help. It is what it is. I'm not, listen, I will stay in my car if I need to. That's that. So I'm not paying for a hotel room. It's too outrageously expensive. I couldn't possibly afford that. I would literally just be going to work every day to pay for a seedy hotel and barely scraping by, barely getting food, just barely surviving. Like, you know, I still have upkeep on my car and things that I have to pay for. So it's hard. It is what it is. This is the reality of life. Reality of life.
So people have been saying that I'm not living in my car. No, I am. And the reason being, my last place was actually making me sick. My landlord, who I share a wall with, had a sewage flood, and I don't think the plumber could get there for a couple days, and ever since then my health just was not the same. Now, if my landlord or anyone like on that property is seeing this, it's probably because of my low immune system. I just react to things that people normally don't react to, but it was still making me sick. So I gave my notice and I left, and I've been in my car ever since. I feel so much healthier now. It's been really nice. But being in my car has its challenges, particularly food. Like right now I'm eating a fry from Del Taco because like I can't afford to eat a full meal out. I'm working on getting one of those little gas powered little mini portable stoves from REI, and then I'm gonna heat up soup and stuff like that. So I have a plan. I shower at Planet Fitness, where I also plan to start working out to strengthen my body, and like I get to save so much money now. But like right now I've got like this bump on my eye. I don't know if you can see it with the filter. Oh yeah, right there. I don't know what it is, but I'm watching it because the other time I've been homeless, I actually developed MRSA. You know, since I'm showering and stuff, I don't have access to all my facial stuff that I normally do. And it's also like, I just can't afford $1,000 a month for a room to rent in someone's home when they have animals that make me sick because of asthma, or they have mold and they don't take care of it, or they smoke, and like, I can't be around that stuff. So being in my car kind of gives me the safety of not having environmental exposures, but then also comes with its own downsides of, you know, everything like showering or hygiene, like being a fight. My longer term.
Yeah, maybe it's just me. I just cannot live out of my car, man. I just cannot do it. I can't do it. I will work. I will pay for a studio. It does not matter. I don't know about roommating with anyone. I don't know if I can do that either. That kind of draws the line for me as well. But finding a studio, I don't care if it's in the slums of the ghetto. Trust me, no one will even know I live there because I will be literally leaving to go to work and coming back home and locking my doors, blinds closed. There's never open. I would live like a hermit, but I will find somewhere cheap to live if I cannot afford something where I would want to essentially be. I would definitely go to the bottom of the barrel before I sleep in my car. Now, this is just my insight. This is my point of view. You guys, let me know if you're different. But I would do everything in my power to make sure I have a roof over my head and a door to lock.
Term goal is to try to buy an RV, live in. That way I can have an environment I can control. But
RVs are very expensive. They're like $50,000 to $100,000 depending on what you want, unless you want just like a camper van. And even then, that's very, very, very expensive. They do realize that these RV companies realize that this is pretty much a home. So they're slapping home prices on those things. Your best bet is to build it yourself, but you can't really do that in a car. So buying an RV, it's kind of out of the picture.
they're spendy, so it's gonna take some work and some time. But for now, this is my life.
I wish I had someone to call on. You guys really don't understand what it's like to not have no one when it rains. It pours. Today, I'm sleeping in CVS parking lot. I'm sleeping in at CVS tonight. Every day, I have to find somewhere else to go. My windows is getting knocked on every day. No matter what, people will know because either my car is going to be running to keep my car warm for a bit, or you're going to see things in my window to, you know, and then they look like it's just a lot. And all I want was help with food sometimes. That hurts. That they always have this thing where they say people help those that help yourself, and it's not like that when it comes to me. It's like people waiting to see me like right out here. I do not feel comfortable in a car. I do not feel comfortable in a car. And I tried everything that I could. I tried 211. I tried job centers. I do everything that I could. And in 2 years of being online, only like a handful of women reached out that seemed somewhat genuine. And I have hundreds of men trying to take advantage. I wish people would like share my videos or anything, so one day I can at least have thousands of followers to at least one day help myself by views one day.
TikTok will never do that for you. TikTok will not create a career. I wish people would understand that. I wish that people would just snap out of it. Delete the app off your phone and get to it. Get to whatever you need to get to. If the jobs deny you, go to another one. If that one denies you, you go to another one. If that one denies, you go to another one. And it's perpetual. You don't stop until you get a job. That's what it takes, guys. That's what it takes. Go to temp agencies. That's what it takes.
What it's like to have a girls' night out. I didn't get to have a life. I didn't have any 20s, you guys. I've been on survival mode because I mainly only attract predators. I want to work. I'll do things to help myself. But it's just hard doing it alone. I've been in the South for 5 years. I don't have anything bad or negative to say about the South. But what I do know is, if you don't have family in the South, you're fucked. And the fact that I'm getting like kind of overlooked for not trying to like push baskets or like end up a sex worker speaks volumes, because even in California, I've been around pimps, gangsters, all type of men, and I didn't get disrespected for wanting integrity and morals and nothing else. They might have not, you know, mess with me because I don't have it together. But I didn't get beat down by a whole bunch of men on the West Coast for trying to be an independent woman, trying to do something for myself.
Thing is that you surround yourself with the wrong class of men. You're surrounding yourself with pimps, gangsters, drug dealers, broke assies, brokies. You're surrounding yourself with the wrong class of men. If you put yourself in the situation where the right class of men were around you, oh, there will be plenty of help. And I know it can be hard, especially if you're out there homeless, you're living out your car. But like I said, you have to keep trying. The internet, so many people come to the internet for help and assistance. And to be honest, it's going to boil down to what you want to do. It's going to boil down to what you want to do. Please go into the McDonald's. Please go into the Taco Bell. Please go into the Whataburger. Please go into the 7-Eleven and ask if you can sweep their parking lot. Just do anything to get a job. That's it. As long as you have identification, you have proof of citizenship, go to Goodwill. I mean, you have a car, so you're bringing in some type of income. There's no way your car would run without putting gasoline in it. So you're bringing in some kind of income. Go to Goodwill, get a couple $2 shirts, a couple $2 pairs of slacks, some Goodwill shoes, and go land you a job, young lady. I know you can do it.
Damn. That really, really hurts. Because I wouldn't never even ask for help if I had people in my corner besides the school. I wish I didn't drop out of college. And you guys just know I want to go back to school. I have to be somewhere for a year. I lived in 5 different states to know about like what it takes to get something off the ground, have something going for yourself. And to be able to go to school in North Carolina, I would have to live out here for a year and do my taxes and like show proof of that I've been out here for a year so I can go back to college. But if I keep bouncing around and going everywhere homeless where nobody's trying to help me, then it would be hard to at least work towards helping myself. Like where I'm from in California, you know, they have hot meal program like EBT where you can get Jack in the Box or certain food like with your EBT hot meal. Like in the South, most people I know got somebody. Like it really hurts. Like if my car breaks down, I won't have nobody to call on. So I gotta make enough money and get up something so I can at least afford AAA. Cause I might as well try to get all the money I can once I'm able to be in a safe spot to be able to work hard and not be on survival mode. I've been sleeping with one eye open ever since a kid. It took 28 years to say something because I thought that I would be able to do this by myself. I did.
Man, I feel really bad for her, you guys. I feel really bad. I feel like there is a blame of her parents. There's no reason why a child should be sleeping with one eye open. That's uncalled for. Her parents, they did not instill and do the job that they should have. And that's just my point of view. I want to know you guys' thoughts. If you want to watch the rest of this video, it will be linked down below. But yeah, I think she has a bright future ahead of her. She's showing some really good, true emotion. And, you know, I wish her the best. I hoping that this video is old enough to where nowadays she's already working a job. She has a place and she's living good and smiling. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for enjoying the video. I'll see you in the next one.